Hello and welcome everyone. This is Type V3 with a Gunpla review of the 1 to 144th scale high-grade Star Build Strike. Sayori and Reiji's custom mobile suit as well as the lead hero in Gundam Build Fighters. Opening the box, there's quite a diverse set of parts with this kit. 10 runners in total, 3 white, 2 gray, 1 of each red, yellow, and blue, and then 1 clear blue and clear pink. Then there's a pair of small polycaps and a moderately sized sticker sheet. The build itself is very easy, almost to the point of being mundane, although this is offset by the fact that because of its simplicity, you're constantly moving from section to section, leaving no time to get bored. The kit also has little in the way of panel lining and results in an average build time. Fully assembled, and the Star Build Strike looks really good for a simple high grade. Of course, this was expected since the mobile suit's original design was always a bit more basic and cartoony. Still, credit where credit's due. The silhouette is clean and the proportions lean on the side of being anime-esque, as evident by the rounded off shoulder pads. Color separation is great, and there's certainly more than I anticipated. Stickers for the head, side skirts, and knees look fine, however the yellow pieces on the shoulders can be dodgy. To add in those extra animation-accurate details, all you'll need is either black or dark gray paint. The majority of these sections are very small, mainly covering vents and little blocks. It's not a hard task, though it's not a breeze either. If anything, the challenge here is about at the limit for a beginner's skill level. As for seam lines, the only noticeable areas are the ones that run down the side of the head and the thighs. The latter is especially unattractive. Overall, the Star Build Strike makes for a very punchy and heroic suit. On pure aesthetics alone, this 5-inch model kit satisfies completely for an HG. For articulation, there is a double ball-jointed neck, so there's one at the top, one at the base, goes back and forth, round to round, side to side, and does all the neat tricks that you should expect. The torso has a ball joint right in the middle, and then one at the waist, so together you can get good side to side, a little bit of tilting, and a good ab crunch. The shoulders have a swing-out poly cap, which is nice, and of course they're on a ball joint, so they can go up and down and around. The shoulder pads are directly connected to that ball joint, so they can only move with them. Thankfully, the arm is on a separate hinge that goes outwards. There is a bicep swivel, a double-jointed elbow, which is really nice, and a ball-jointed wrist. The legs are on a universal joint, and each of the hip skirts can move out independently, although the side can only go about that far, so outward with the leg is about 45 degrees. The back hip skirt is stationary. There is a thigh swivel, a double-jointed knee, which again is very nice. And then for the ankles, there's independent ankle armor, and then there's a hinge at the top and a ball joint at the bottom, and thankfully because these feet are nice and slim and slender, you can get some awesome ankle rocking action out of them. Articulation on the Star Build Strike is fantastic. While there are some extremely minor limitations, almost any pose can be achieved with this kit. Also, the solid construction gives it a good toy-like feel. Moving on to the accessories, and as a bit of a surprise, the Star Build Strike comes with no extra hands. All you get are the default fists. With these, the suit can wield the beam sabers stored on its hips. 2 pink effect parts are included for the hilts. Next up, this HG even comes with its own display stand. In truth, it's very basic, but it does allow for some aerial poses. The stand has a second use, and it's for mounting the Star Build Strike's backpack, the Universal Booster. It's an adequate little fighter that comes almost entirely molded in white plastic. The bulk of the stickers and the clear pink accents included with this kit are used here. Along with that, you'll need to panel line and paint the thrusters a dark gray to match the animation model. Again, like with the core suit, it's not the hardest of details to cover. As for the Universal Booster's main gimmick, it transforms in a very quick and simple manner before pegging into the back side of the Star Build Strike. The cannons can then swing forward via 2 swivels. Thankfully, the whole thing is so minimal that it doesn't form any weight issues or impede articulation. For armaments, you've got the Absorb Shield and the Star Beam Rifle. The shield has an L-shaped peg that allows it to clip onto the mobile suit's arm. Then there's a replaceable front panel that gives you the option to display the shield either absorbing or deflecting attacks. When it comes to the gun, it's kind of a letdown. The whole thing is cast entirely in gray plastic with no stickers to attempt to bring out any of the details. You'll have to add them in yourself, and this is by far the trickiest item to paint in the entire kit. For functionality, there's 3 different configurations to choose from. On top of that, you can connect the tube from the end of the shield into the rifle and display the Star Build Strike's discharge rifle mode. I must say, it's a neat gimmick. Finally, the Star Build Strike comes with a plethora of clear blue Plavsky wings. Attaching these are a tedious affair as you have to remove the clear pink pieces on the boosters first. When all said and done, you're provided with a striking display, and as a convenient feature, the remaining pink lenses can be stored on the display stand. There's also extra attachment pieces so you can take the back wings and place them on the legs. Curiously, despite being prominently pictured on the box art, Bandai didn't include the yellow power gate with this kit, and you'll need to purchase that separately. Seems like a questionable business tactic to me. The 1 to 144th scale high-grade Star Build Strike is a terrific model kit. I hesitate to call it the very best the line has seen, yet it's easily the most well-rounded of all the Build Fighter releases. Whether you fill in the extra details or not, the kit will always make for a good representation of its anime appearance. Articulation is everything you could want, and despite missing a component like the power gate, there's still an overabundance of accessories to satisfy. More than that, the Star Build Strike is the flagship Gundam for build fighters, and regardless of your opinion towards the suit's design, Bandai made sure that this high grade would offer the complete model kit experience for newcomers of the hobby. The build is diverse and simple, and while there's more than a handful of areas to be painted in, none of them are crucial and don't require too much skill. Certainly, the Master Grade is still the definitive version of the Star Build Strike, however, if price or scale rules that option out, this high grade rendition won't disappoint. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching, and I hope sometime down the line Bandai releases a version of this kit with the RG system activated. Because let's face it, for all the fancy features of the Star Build Strike, nothing mattered more than that build knuckle.